my good peeps, and welcome back to another video. This is just kind of a preview of what it's like for me with working from home a couple days a week and dealing with the virtual learning. My daughter and I share a common space for our work, and I'm just trying to alleviate the issue of me hearing her, she hearing me. So I went to the garage and I just got a spark of inspiration. I am going to build her own desk and bench. Yes, with what? All scrap wood. So let's come on over to the little corner over here and I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. I took about 4 slats. This is from my platform bed video that's gonna be coming up soon. And I used some, I think this is the 2x8 wood. So this is all scrap. I'm cutting it 3 feet wide, 22 or 24 inches high, and with some cross sections to make it sturdy. So I'm cutting the slats with my heart saw. I'm trying to use as little tools as possible because I want to get this done so she can have her space for learning and work and I can have my own space. And the reason why I'm making the slats is so that it can be one sturdy piece, okay? All right, so I cut the legs at about 2 inches apart. So they're about 2 feet wide and 2 feet, Lord have mercy, 2 inches wide and 2 inches deep. So a 2x2, essentially when you think about it. So these are the legs. And over here, I'm sanding down the desktop because I don't want your mommy. I got a splinter. Like, we don't have any time for that. So I want everything to be nice and smooth. I'm sanding everything from the desktop, desk bottom, legs, seats, cross sections, apron, everything. Everything is going to be touched. I mean, touched with this sander. Okay, because I don't want her being hit by anything that might be sticking out. So this is with, I want to say it's about 220 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going along with the grain on every single piece of wood that is used in this project. All right, so I'm using nails that I already had on hand from other projects. You see, I just used 8 screws, and I'm going to pre-drill my holes. And I just do that so that the wood doesn't split. I don't want this thing breaking apart before she can even enjoy it. So after I pre-drill, I go ahead and add my screws into one of the cross sections and then go ahead and put it in the other cross section. Again, the cross section is just to make sure that these 4 pieces are one sturdy piece, okay? And then I'm going to measure out the legs. I want to figure out where I want the positioning to be and also figure out where I want the apron to be. So I like to trace mine out because I will be drilling this from the top, and you'll see that later. I'm not using any pocket holes. That process for me is just a little tedious. If just for me, it takes me a while because I'm not used to doing it. So it's just easier for me to attach it directly from the top with the screws. All right, so here I am measuring for the apron. The apron was about, I want to say 30 inches. So I went ahead and cut that, and I'm about to attach it to the legs. I'm not attaching the apron to the apron. I'm attaching the apron to the legs. I want the legs to be sturdy, and I want it to be able to hold weight. Yes, it's only so much she's gonna have on her desk, but I don't want those kind of problems. I don't want her to be like leaning on it or anything that just collapse, you know. So I'm going ahead and attaching that to the legs, and I used about 2 screws per side of the apron, and I'd have a close-up of that. So pre-drill because we don't want the wood to split, and then I think these are 2-inch nails. I want to say they're about 2 inch or maybe 1.5 inch. I'll leave it down below just in case. And you see I'm attaching it to each side. Anywhere where there's a leg, it's getting 2 inches on, 2 screws on one side and 2 screws on the other side. And I'm giving it another quick sanding just to be safe. Again, I don't want any problems with splinters. Splinters are real, And you know, babies can get really emotional having that thing up in there. And I already can't see, so I don't want to have to get those little tweezers and have to dig anything out. But anywho, we done got distracted. So it's looking good, right? You can see the vision, right? It's looking pretty good, nice and level. Again, this is all scrap wood that I used in my garage, and I see my vision coming to life. And here I noticed that a paint bucket was about an appropriate height for the bench. So I went ahead and measured the height for the bench. This is basically what's comfortable for my daughter's height. And now I'm measuring the thickness of the legs so I can get ready to cut that. And I just thought the paint bucket was just perfect. It worked out really, really well. And here I am sanding the legs for the bench. Yeah, she's probably not going to be touching it down there, but I don't want to take any chances. I want to sand everything. And I have a little scrap piece of the apron, and I'm just using that to kind of measure where I want to put my legs. And my biggest thing whenever I'm building something is measure, measure, measure. I just don't want to just start screwing stuff and then have to undo it. And here we are pre-drilling again, because I drill from the top because I am not using any pocket holes. And you see I had to get a little hand right there to help me hold it up. And next I am going to be attaching the aprons. I already cut those off camera because you saw how I did it earlier. So pre-drilling for those, and then attaching the apron directly to the legs, okay, because I want the legs to be sturdy. So this is kind of holding everything in place. And I think for the bench I had like a scrap piece of 2x8, or maybe it was 2x8 or 2x10. And I just cut that to, what was it, maybe like 12 or 16 inches wide. Just whatever would fit her, because you know she's only but so big. So I'm giving that a quick sanding. I cannot stress this enough. Sand everything, okay? It's not gonna hurt anything if to sand it. Just take time and sand it. And I had to put on my goggles, girl. That stuff gets all in the air. And here we go. Isn't it so cute? You see it, right? It's so perfect, y'all. I was so excited for her. Look how happy she is. Look at that smile. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There's that smile. She loves it. All right, so I went ahead and wiped everything off, got all the dust off, and we are getting ready to paint it. But before I paint, I prime. And this is the same primer I've used on several other projects. Like I have one of those big 5-gallon buckets, and I just pour it into the regular 1 gallon just so it's easier to tote around. So I primed it first, and you see my baby is helping me paint it. She enjoys painting. And this is some leftover paint I had from another project in her room. She loves pink. And this is like I would call it like a bubblegum pink. I painted other things in her room this color, and you'll see it at the end of the video. So after I've primed, I am painting with the same paint I've used in all my other videos, as far as like the bathroom video, and et cetera, et cetera. So this is that same white paint for like the furniture. I did a dresser and chest of drawer and the nightstand. So yeah, it's that same paint, that same 5-gallon bucket. All right, so anywho, I am doing my second coat. And look, I'm about to do a decoupage, y'all. So I got some Mod Podge and a little sponge and some wrapping paper. Yes, some cheap wrapping paper I got from the Dollar Tree. She wanted this princess theme, and my princess is gonna get a princess. So I went ahead and brushed a little bit of Mod Podge on there, and it's adhering the wrapping paper. This is not sticky wrapping paper, it's just regular wrapping paper. It's attaching to the wrapping paper, and then I'm gonna fold it under so it can be like one continuous flow of the princesses. And after I have that laid down, I do a top coat of the Mod Podge. This is just gonna seal it in place. It's not gonna rip, cut, none of that stuff. I mean, like, yeah, if you put like a knife to it or something, yeah, it'll do that. But anyway, so I just did a top coat. And now we're in her room. Everything has had time to dry. And now we're just gonna do like kind of a stay, kind of see how it looks in her room. And it's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. And y'all, it can hold me. So this thing is strong. Look, it's just so pretty in her room. Look at all that pink. And the pink for the desk is the same pink that I used for her closet over there. And you'll get a better shot of it. It's just so adorable and cute. It just matches her room perfectly. It's so princess-like. So I got the pink on the closet doors, and I just used a sprayer to put that on the doors. And I also have it on her bedroom door. So I'm not spending any extra money. It's all stuff that I already had on hand. And it turned out so lovely and cute. Like this is so perfect. And see how it matches like her little curtains and everything. Her room is so pink and purple and adorable. She loves it. And like I said, this is just so easy. It's something you can do in a couple of hours. I appreciate y'all for sticking in here with me. And I'll catch you in my next one. I love you so much. Bye.